Good morning, everybody. First, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully and exhale. So this time, when you inhale all the Buddha's blessing and permeate into our body and mind. So please do once more. Breathe in. Exhale all our stress. And next we do once more inhaling. During this time, receive all the Buddha's wisdom and compassion into us through the breath. So please inhale and exhale all our negativities. Okay. Then, first, please reflect. We're so fortunate to have this precious human life, and reflecting our mind in the wisdom and the compassion of the Buddha. So as we all know, that everybody, human beings, non-human beings, those who have consciousness, those who have a mind, naturally, universally, we simply just desire to have peace and happiness. Naturally, we just desire to free from suffering. Regarding to this kind of reality, there's no bias. There's no any contrive. It's all just natural. So look at this. That gives us some sense of awareness. We all share the same thing. And the cause of this, the cause for the peace and happiness, and the cause for to free from suffering, also share the same thing. There may be, as we know, a lot of different belief systems in the human realm. But in reality, the cause of suffering is a cause of suffering for everybody. The cause of peace and happiness and the cause of for the peace and happiness is the same for everybody. Now see, the mind is very complex, very sophisticated, very abstract subject. Even though we individually, we have our own mind. I think how I think, what I want to do. I have all these things kind of to think about, projects, but I don't know what is my mind. Those animals, we forget it. Even we human beings, we don't know. I cannot judge my own mind, what it will do in the next few minutes. I think best for me. What is best for me, I try that, isn't it? See, I try to avoid all things that is not good for me, according to my mental ability. But sometimes we end up in the wrong place, because it shows. The mind is very complex, very profound, At the same time, it's very easy. It's very paradox, as we read here. What is it talking about here? As we here, just we read it. What is look at the page 3, just look at here, the extract from Mathemika Karika. Basically, it's talking about the mind, okay? Independent origination. There is no ceasing, no arising. Mind doesn't cease to exist. Mind, you cannot see where it's coming from. So, no arising, no ceasing, and no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going. Where mind is coming from? From nowhere. It goes to where? It goes to nowhere. This is complex, what I mean. No separation, no separateness, and no sameness. There's no separation. When there's a lot of thoughts coming, but all the different thoughts coming, there's no sameness. See, my anger, my attachment, they're not same. See? Then I fostered to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, you see. That's where we take refuge in the Buddha. Buddha who came to know this reality nature, taught to all of us how to achieve the peace. See, which is free of elaboration. There's nothing to elaborate. See, so that's what I'm saying. We have the precious human life that what we have allow us to study these things, to practice these things. That's what is called precious. And we should be grateful. I have this opportunity. As mentioned, this now disregards of all differences. This expresses the reality nature of all. So we all are one, at the same time we are separated through the different thoughts. So that's why we should see this. All the Buddha's teachings are included within this framework. So that's why, like His Holiness, he expresses and inspires us to study more and then put practice, you see. Practice, study should go side by side. First, study, understanding is very important. Without study, understanding, you don't know what to practice. But once you understood, if you don't practice, we don't get much benefit. We intellectualize so much, this, but there's no practical approach. So these two should be hand in hand. See. So this is today, this morning subject. What's the topic? How to achieve happiness. You see, this is how to achieve happiness now, you see. This is a nutshell now. See? So now, this happiness, as mentioned, everybody desires. Everybody wants to have. Even small bugs, there's some small ants. They're running here and there looking for a better place, a safer place, more peace, more happiness, Just are keeping busy. We as well. We work so hard, so to achieve some happiness, something to feel. Right now I'm not so secure, so to have this security, to secure my life. If I do this, maybe I'll get something better, better place, more safe, so that I will have some peace of mind. So this is how, basically, So regarding to this subject, it transcends all different things. This is not just spiritual, it's everybody. But as mentioned, the Buddha who taught this. So Buddha who have accomplished this teaching, who is perfected. As I mentioned, Buddha studied them and practiced them. So he has both the wisdom to share, he has the realization to experience that for himself. So to this, you see, happiness, just look at, you can just universally, or you can say happiness, basic two happinesses. The happiness of the enlightenment and happiness in the samsara. See, happiness in the enlightenment, there are also different layers. The arahats, happiness of the arahats, happiness of the bodhisattva, and happiness of the Buddha. So Buddha is that who perfected to experience the happiness both in the result and its cause. All the causes of happiness, whatever that exists, Buddha has perfected in that practice. Because of that perfected, Buddha has the perfect happiness in the life. So it is called unafflicted happiness, because all the mental afflictions are transcended within the enlightened nature. So this now is Buddha's happiness is inexpressible, neither exists nor non-exist. Yet, since it is free from all the cause of suffering, Buddha is free from all the cause of delusions. So Buddha's happiness is, in that way, we can say, permanent. Not permanent, something material thing, the reality of its cause. See, that's our optimal goal to achieve. That's why we take refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. To achieve that, you see. We should look on that, you see. And then there's happiness of arhats, Sharavaka arhats, Partik Buddha arhats, First, in that family, they are tired of the samsara through life after life, life after life. No matter wherever you go in the samsara, from the formless realm to the hell realm, there's no kind of a real sense of happiness there. No. So they are so exhausted regarding to that kind of reality. So they have so much renunciation, but the power of that, so they achieve their own liberation, the arhats. So when they achieve arhat, then they feel their whole work is accomplished. Regarding for oneself, you should say yes. It's called cessation. Cease to exist. All these dualistic things, in the non-duality, in the selfless nature, they could maintain that meditative mind, so that there is great peace. There's also, it's called unafflicted peace. Nirvana. But when you look at the Buddha, it's not the total nirvana, or it's not the complete nirvana. It's a partial nirvana. So Buddhahood is that the complete nirvana. It's called non-abiding nirvana, Buddha's nirvana. Then there is Bodhisattva, who is free from samsara, a great Bodhisattva. As many of you know, there's 10 bhumis, from the first bhumi to the 10th bhumi. This all Bodhisattva's path. So they have their own great peace. Since not fully purified, all the obscurations, mental obscuration, karmic obscurations, so they have their own suffering according to their level. Yet their suffering is much lesser than us. Some of those highly accomplished bodhisattvas, sometimes when they know nature of the suffering, when they know the importance of bodhicitta practice, sometimes they enjoy their suffering. They may have pain physically, mentally, but they feel it's worth to have this pain, because through this pain I can sacrifice such, and I have this kind of great opportunity, to benefit so much sentient beings, to purify my own kind of selfish activities, so like that kind of. So this, as you see, this kind of happiness is there. You see, generally in the human world, it's very obvious, we can see when we're aging. No, there's a suffering. And when we get sick, we have suffering. Finally we die. It's a suffering, It's everybody, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, and everybody go through this, It's not just only Buddhists, That's why I see there's a lot of, so nowadays, a lot of these projects are made for this retirement, See, all these different retirements are made to ease our burden from these, In the old time, we don't have those because the modern, the science, technologies, the educations, and when this is so much progressed, So then when these are progress, then people think how to make money or how to help others. The two, Some are doing this for their own benefit, Some are doing this really to help others. So it depends individual, Basically, it's all designed. So we have such kind of retirement. If you come there, you will have a wonderful life, But you have to bring this much amount of money, There's no free retirement, See? So that kind of there. That's why in the Buddhist, you see, a lot of discussions talking about that. Some people think it's threatening you, talking about the suffering, aging, sickness, this is threatening. So some people say, don't talk about this. Let me enjoy my life, But Buddha's teaching, we should understand, it's not threatening. It's how to prepare, you see. The solution comes from the Dhamma practice. See, practice of the bodhicitta, practice of the emptiness. See, when you have some understanding of bodhicitta, when you have some understanding of the emptiness or illusory nature, you are aging, but mentally there's some kind of relaxation. Yes, I'm aging. It's not just only me. It's everybody, But everything's in the framework of impermanence. No matter how much I say I don't want this, it's there. So now only what option we have is how to accept it. So how to accept it and how to apply. Use for the Dhamma practice of cultivating bodhicitta more. There are so many people in the world, even animals. Look at when the dogs, if you're a dog, when the dog gets old, how much suffering they have. The aging dog cannot walk, all those problems. Everyone has this. So you have better perspective. So how to prepare? This preparation, when you practice bodhicitta, illusory nature, emptiness, it costs nothing. But we get so much benefit. This is how to prepare for the retirement without much cost, you see. You see, makes sense? We have to see this way. Sometimes this afternoon, mind training also will come about the suffering, impermanence that will come. Some people think these are just threatening. No, everybody is suffering, everything is impermanent, just threatening, fear you, scare you. It's not that point. There's a great wisdom. Because of this, we take refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha. Because of this, we are practicing Dharma. Without these teachings, our Dharma practice has no object, no project, no goal. See, but we have to have a skill how to communicate. Make sense? That's very important. That's in Buddha's life. See, when Siddhartha, he was in such a great place, isn't it? Because his father was very successful ruler of that area, and supplied to his son Siddhartha. No, he made a perfect place to enjoy his son there, to rule the country. So within such kind of condition, who dare to give up that place? Imagine, people fight, to the death for that kind of place, you see. But Siddhartha, who has a long vision, a wide vision, who has a profound wisdom, that kind of condition will not give you full satisfaction at the end of the day. He realized that is the impermanent. See. So he was looking for, just as a history, he was looking for better solution. See, he discussed with all the great different masters at that time. Politically, he has that kind of authority. Materially, he has that kind of wealth. But he was not satisfied by this. So he himself used his own mental capacity. It's not just a spiritual. It's the way how to free from suffering. It's way how to achieve real peace and happiness. So he left the kingdom. Then his father was so disappointed. His father, his whole life dedicated that for his son. But when Siddhartha was enlightened, become Buddha, and at the end, when his father saw his son, then his father was totally rejoiced. My son is not just a king of small kingdom. He's the king of all sentient beings. So that kind of see. So look at those things, First, just general. I'm just giving some topic little bit, so you can bring in your mind, contemplate, you see. Now, regardless of religion in the world, or even without religion, any types of spiritual, see, in the world, how the people in the world, how they look at, say, the project, how they imagine, what their expectation, to achieve happiness. See, regardless. So just open your heart and then just look, Nowadays, the newspaper, the television, your internet, in your small phone, you have everything, What people are looking for, you see. Basically, the 5 sensorial objects, you see. In a nutshell, everywhere, you see, the 5 sensorial objects are the now total focus for your life, for the happiness, to enjoy the life, you see. Make sense? See. This all, if you put together, the wealth and the fame, so these are the objects, how you project, how to make your life happier, joyful. So the 5 sensorial, as you know, the objects, the eye sense, what you see, So that includes your own wealth, houses, cars, all things you see. What you see, Then this object is the sound. How much beautiful music you want to hear, to make you happier, joyful. See. Then the fragrance. Look at the shoes, look at the beauty shops. How much fragrance is there? You see. Isn't it? For what, To have more kind of relax, happiness, joy, And then food, your tongue, for your tongue, So how many restaurants are they opened? Some are just survival. We need to have food. Without that, you cannot live, So from the very expensive restaurant to the just in the street, you just can survive, So if you eat this, you will be happy. If you eat this, you will enjoy, Oh, this you can see, So food. Then the body sensual objects. See, you are clothed, so forth. All this you see. How much every year, a different design. You see, see, your clothes, your head, your shoes, How many pairs of shoes you have? See. Look at your closet, how many clothes you have. Sometimes in the morning it makes you very difficult which to wear, Today, which I should wear, just clothes, You choose. This all just, sensorial objects, see. So we are seeking our happiness, joy from outside, from these different objects, you see. If I have this, I will have better life. If I have this, I'll have more happiness, more joy, more peace. But in reality, there's no guarantee how much you have in order to bring you peace and happiness. You see, I'm not saying these are bad. You see, this is important. Sometimes you may think, oh, he's a monk, so he doesn't need these things. That's why he's talking bad things about these things. No, this is not point. The point is reality, nature. This is important. You see, it doesn't mean the monks and not monks, this and that. Believer or non-believer. No, it's the reality, nature, which really brings peace and happiness, which doesn't. This we should have that kind of concern. Discernment. Discernment? What is discernment? What does that mean? Huh?
Good judgment.
Oh, good judgment, good understanding. See. Kind of skull, critical awareness is required, you see. In other words, it's very important to have non-bias kind of understanding. No, it's not that I like or don't like. This is not the point. What you like or what you don't like, this is not the point. The point is what it makes sense. No. Make sense? This is very important. We should have that, Then you can say, oh, yes, it does. No. Sometimes, some food, especially when you're diabetic, so you are not allowed to eat this, you are not allowed to eat this, and so on. Oh, I like this, But then, because you are diabetic, you can't eat it, so you feel so bad, So that's the kind of like and dislike, you see. Here, what I'm saying is not the like or dislike, what really makes sense. That's why I say discernment, critical insight, the reality, nature. See. So here to bring so our first also within this framework, first of all, it's good to understand, even though there's different types of suffering, dukkha, the different types of suffering. There's a suffering of change, and suffering of condition. You know all this, isn't it? Everybody knows this? No. So now, suffering is real pain, actual pain we have. I'm hungry, I got a headache, or something is going wrong. We know it's real, we see the suffering there, pain is there. Everybody agree on this. Believer, non-believer, even animals. Then the suffering of change is all these samsaric peace, happiness, joy are not permanent. They're changing. See, we should see that. So the first is, for example, if you have this car, you will enjoy it. It's so comfortable for you to drive. It's very safe to drive, So the car dealer will explain you, advertise you. So you really they wanted to have the car, Once you have the car, not fully secure, Now what we should do? Second, to secure the happiness of the car, or joy of the car, what we should have? Next, car insurance. Okay. Why we need to have car insurance? So when you have a car, it's more safe, isn't it? Now how much you have to pay for the car insurance? See, this is called suffering of change. Now, please don't say summation. Don't think I'm saying all the bad things, you know. But it's good to reflect on this, you see, how we all function on. No? Now to pay all those insurance, you have to work so hard. You know? See? Makes sense, you know? That's why it keeps you busy, you know, your life. You know, see? So at the end, what we got? See, you know? So for this, you see, it's called suffering of change. Okay. So even though we have peace and happiness, yes, there are. No, I'm not saying there's not peace and happiness, because in the samsara there are two basic realms, the lower realms and the higher realms. No, the lower realms is like, say, animal, hungry spirits, hell realm, you know, those are the lower realm. They have a very little opportunity for peace and happiness. Sometimes you may think, look, the dogs looks very happy, or the cats look so happy. You feed them and the cats sit there and sleep whole day. Somebody told me, you know. Somebody told me, so when I talked about the precious human life, he was a human, you know, and looks like he was going through a lot of suffering, you know. So they said, what are you talking about, the precious human life? He said, this cat is more precious, you know. The cat enjoys the life so much, you know, because he doesn't need anything, you know. If you feed that, then you eat that, and then just live there, you know. He doesn't know the cat. No. Cat is just stupid, you know. Doesn't know peace and happiness there. Even though happiness is desire, wished for, of course, but doesn't know what happiness is. No. So this lower realms, what is called, they have very little kind of peace and happiness. We in the human realm, in the God realm, no, have much more peace and happiness. That's why it's called higher status. No, look at this, no. But that happiness, what we have, is no guarantee. See, it's not permanent. It's keep changing, you know. That's why, as I mentioned, we work how to secure all the health insurance. Now the hospitals becomes a big business. How much you have to pay the money, you know? Really, you know. Just you work whole life, and in a few days you spend all the money there. You know? It's just such a kind of difficult, you know. So this article is called afflicted happiness. See, afflicted, you know, afflicted. Who speaks here Tibetan? Anyone who speaks here Tibetan? Oh, yeah. Sakja Gitawa, Sigres, yeah. Afflicted happiness. Our happiness is dwell in the delusion. Okay, yeah. Our samsaric happiness, peace, is within the kind of delusion. See, we appreciate that kind of peace and happiness. That's what we're looking for. We're working hard. Religious or non-religious, anybody, we're all working for. See, so look at those first of all. These are I thought they are maybe important, to reflect on. So then in this world, until we're free from samsara, we have to work hard for peace and happiness. There's no question about that, from the Dharma practice, or from our daily life, from any, So this happiness, joy we experience as mentioned, we try to get from the outside objects, from the sensorial objects, But as mentioned, it's not a guarantee, to become rich is the real solution for the happiness. There are some very rich people, their suicide, see. That shows it's not the real solution. Of course, we should have enough food, enough clothes for this life, We should have also that kind of understanding, that kind of perspective in our life. Should have that kind of wisdom to see these things. So now happiness, we have to find out from within the mind. See, as we talked about a little bit, the mind, Mostly we've forgotten our mind because, you see, we don't see it, we don't hear it, we don't know what it will do, we don't know what it looks like, Even great scientists having a hard time, because mind is consciousness, not a matter. So consciousness and the matter, since this is the matter, material things. So scientists, what they use? They use very high-tech machine, isn't it? What's it called? What is called? High scope, what it called? Sophisticated machine, technologies. So they only measure the brain, So looking at the brain, then they explain, this is what they think the brain is the mind. But mind is a little more than brain. You see, how much you can think every day. That's how much it can contain in the brain. Not possible. Because every day our thoughts are limitless. So brain is a matter. Mind can function there, but it's not the mind. So usually this is my idea. In our body, since we have the body, within the body, mind is there. So there's two special places for the mind to work. The brain and the heart. See, brain, I say, is office of the mind. When the mind goes in the brain, then calculates, this, all the intellectual things, this, calculation, all these things. When the mind comes in the heart to relax. That's why it's usually, when you say, I love you, it's hard. See, they use the heart. It makes sense, real sense of love, compassion, see, and wisdom comes from the heart. So when the mind functions in the heart, you feel, your feeling of compassion. This. So when you bring the mind down, bring down, and the heart, there is a possibility to relax more. So when you do meditation, it's always good to bring your mind more down. It helps you to relax more. Meditate. See. So when mind goes up in the brain, then a lot of thoughts cannot rest. So these two places, I usually just say this way, So mind is more than a brain. So even though modern science, they're working hard to find out the mind, the role of the mind, the complexity of the mind through the machine are just very limited. That has to be found within the mind, not from the machine. That's our historical Buddha, Shakyamuni. When he was as a Siddhartha, he went into the retreat for how many years? After leaving the kingdom, how many years he went to retreat? Huh? How many? I'm sure you know this. How many years? 6 years. Yes, 6 years he went to retreat. So he was meditating, you see. Totally, absolute. So through that technique, he found his total nature of the mind. See. He was meditating like this space-like meditation. Infinite. Space has no boundary, isn't it? It's infinite, you see. Our mind is like that. No limit. So through that kind of method, Buddha found the mind. So that's the possibility. It's the mind. So it's not a religious belief. It's not just a Buddhist belief. It's reality. That we should know that. Then once you get a glimpse of this, the power of the mind, the profundity of the mind, how the consciousness can do, then you can see the mind is how it creates the world, your life, your peace, happiness, you see. And we are much better off. We are more equipped. No, see, yes, you yourself say, yes, I understand at least. No, maybe I'm not realized, but I understand. No, how to your mental state makes your life different. No, it's not how much you have, but how much you can maintain your mind. See. So this kind of is very important. First, we should have that kind of sense, understanding. Oh. Then in our daily life, as well we're in the samsara, we cannot expect is everything's perfect. Always there's challenges. No. There's obstacles we'll encounter. No? So during this time, no, first look at the inside the mind is the mind mental state. Then you look at the outside all, everything is impermanent, transitory nature, subject of change. So through this awareness, mindfulness, say you can maintain the peace of your mind. So the peace in the mind makes the happy life. No. When your mind is more peaceful, relaxed, there's happiness. That is called joy. No. When there's happiness, and when there's happiness, and it gives you joy. So they are all connected. See. So that lies on the wisdom. First, we have to have that kind of wisdom, understanding the wisdom, and then with that wisdom, you utilize. By the support of mindfulness, no, awareness, and then maintain your mind in the right place. No. When the mind is in that right place, there's a peace, as I mentioned. Doesn't matter where you are. You are in the office or in your car, or in the flight, anywhere you are, you just need to have that kind of maintaining. So when you buy a house, you have to maintain the house, isn't it? Otherwise, there's a lot of problems, the electricity problem, the plumb system, all this, this. So to maintain your house of your mind, you need mindfulness, awareness. Then you can say, I'm happy. See. So this is just in general. Otherwise, when you have one car, there's one suffering, When you have two cars, there are two sufferings, They're saying, they say, because suffering means I'm so attached to my car. That's why I'm suffering, It's not that having the car, but my attachment to the car. When I say, I have this my car, I have a good car, then it's this. When somebody touches my car, what do you call? I'm so, I feel, have a fear, it's damaging my car, kind of, feeling feeling of kind of aversion, because of my attachment to my car. See, and if somebody kicks my car, I'm furious, and scratch my car is worse than scratch my skin, But that very car which brings you all the suffering, the moment you sell the car to somebody, that same car, when it's sold to other, and then if people come to scratch that car, you don't mind it, you say, I sold it, If somebody destroys that, it's okay, I'm so happy now, I sold it, You see? Makes sense? Like that, you see how the mind makes the difference. It's not the Buddhists say everything's bad, but the reality check how it works in the world. See? That kind of wisdom, awareness, is so crucial to have that. See? And this mission, when things changes, you just try to accept everything is impermanent. I have no control of it. I don't want to age. I work so hard not to age. I use my anti-aging. Still I'm aging, It's depressing, isn't it? So, instead, let go. It's out of my control. Just let my body age, but I keep my mind young. Young on the base of wisdom, compassion, you see. Keep my mind fresh, you see. That's how to maintain the happiness. So, release the attachment. It's not the Buddhist, some say, Buddhist attachment is so bad, It's not the Buddhist. Anybody who has no religion, as long as when they have attachment, suffering is there. You see, it's universal. This we have to understand, you see. Then you can say, yes, it makes sense. But Buddha taught this teaching. We are so fortunate, We're so fortunate to have that kind of wisdom. That's why I take refuge in Buddha, and Dharma, and Sangha. See, that's why I say we're so fortunate. We are one step ahead. We're one step ahead to this kind of goal. So fortunate. Doesn't matter who we are. See. So appreciate. Every day if you appreciate, that helps you to maintain peace, happiness. Every morning you take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Means I take refuge. Buddha means Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's compassion. Not just statue, not the Thanga painting, The statues, Thanga paintings are just reminding, They are impermanent as well, They can be destroyed, In a few years ago in Nepal, they had a big earthquake, And then we go to the temple, we worship, we make offering, all this. Then there's some non-Buddhist saying, you think your Buddha is so powerful, now look at the statue. in the Bodhinath, says, oh, these 3 stupas in Nepal are so precious, Bodhinath, Swayambhu, but when the earthquake, they are disturbed, Now we are taking refuge in them. So, you see. Then we say, oh, that's right. I pay so much kind of attention to this, paying homage, This is precious stupa. Just explain to you. This stupa goes for hundreds of thousands of years ago, so precious. Somebody came, they did this, did that. Then we say, that's right. Oh, this has a long history, so holy, so pure. When the earthquake comes, they're destroyed now. You see? So we are taking refuge, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's compassion. See? But these holy statues, figures, are just reminding us how many people got benefit from this, But for us, our taking refuge is the Buddha's wisdom, compassion, the Buddha's teaching, their taught. Take refuge. In that, it is nothing but always we gain. We get the total benefit from this. Like say, impermanence. It's reality. But when you know the impermanence, it gives you great comfort. When something goes wrong, you say, it's impermanent. It's painful, but there's some sense of relax. So that's called Buddha's wisdom, compassion. Just how to bring happiness in our daily life, you see. As a Buddhist, see. Then, just examples, if you go to a restaurant, and then you got a lunch, So maybe you went there high expectation. The lunch will provide. This restaurant will provide such a delicious lunch. Then in reality, the food is something not so good, and you're so disappointed. I paid some price, but the food is not that good. So today my lunch is just terrible, Instead of that, you see, this is my karma, So I'm supposed to get this. What should I do, Instead, you rejoice. Good or bad, I got lunch, No, I'm okay. I got something to eat. You rejoice. I appreciate. I'm grateful. There are so many people in the world starving to death without food, And here I got a lunch. Maybe not so good, but it's just enough for me. Rejoice. And that brings you real happiness, you see. Doesn't matter what level you are, rich or poor. When you know how to rejoice, maintain that. Life is beautiful, comfortable. There's a peace. Then there's a happiness. See, don't try to not compare with my life is dead, his or her life is dead, this family, if you compare, this is depressing always. You feel always unsuccessful, then you are suffering so much. Always you feel you don't have enough. Instead, wherever you are, what you are, as long as you have enough food to eat, a place to live there, so I'm just so grateful. Rejoice. Maintain that, and that always brings you happy. I have precious human life. This precious human life is not just only to gain for this life success only. This precious human life is a tool, a vessel to cross the ocean of samsara, to achieve Buddhahood. You see, that's the purpose. Not how much you gain for this life alone. This life, no matter how much you achieve, at the end, not only all the wealth you have accumulated, even this body we cherish so much, have to leave behind. Have to go for next. It's like you are staying in a hotel. In the hotel, how many days you live there? During that time you pay, and then you have to go live one day, leave behind, like this. Our consciousness coming from countless lifetime. So this is one transition. It's a transit. So don't attach so much to this life. More we attach to this life, more suffering is there. Sometimes people think if you don't have attachment, you don't care. And that's wrong. As a matter of fact, you can do better without attachment. Because the attachment will blind your mind. It blinds your wisdom. No attachment, it opens your heart. The wisdom is there. It gives you more opportunity how to think, how to do things right. Make sense? Yeah, these are just, you don't have to accept what I say, but you have to see, investigate what I said. Okay? It's very important, See, that's why, Buddha also said, I taught it, Dharma teachings, not you to believe it, or not just to develop faith in it. Instead, you should investigate, scrutinize, and follow the path. It's not saying my teaching, what I taught, there's a mistake that you should investigate. But you should investigate. You have to understand. You have to understand this very important point. Sometimes some scholars, they may say, oh, Buddha said this, so if Buddha made mistake, you have right to investigate. Buddha will never make mistake. This we should understand. Even Buddha said one word, there's no mistake. Because all Buddha's words come from where? Can you say me? From where? Even Buddha said one word is coming from where? Yeah, from wisdom, from compassion, not from delusion. A lot of our words come from delusion, See, Buddha, when he says one word to individual, is coming from the wisdom. What is right, what is wrong, Totally have the complete wisdom, awareness. So Buddha spoke for that, to dissolve that delusion. So we should always maintain this, our awareness. Buddha, no matter what Buddha said, there's no any mistaking. Okay. If somebody says, we should avoid these Buddha's teachings. I don't think that's right. Buddha's words always right, nothing but right, because it's natural wisdom. Dikarada. You have any questions?
I want to know when you give the example of the car.
Yes, yes.
But if it's your own car, you want to take good care. Then how do you do it so that you take care of it? But if people scratch it, you don't feel so bad.
If somebody want,
Scratch it.
yeah,
How do you take care of the car?
Yes.
When people scratch it, you don't
scratch
feel
it.
bad?
Yes,
Then you have to immediately think like as if you have sold the car.
yes.
How do you do that?
That's I'm just giving an example. You understood that. You got the point, isn't that? So that's first you see important. You see, yes, that's true. No. So as soon as when I sold the car, sell the car or sold, then anybody scratched it, I do not mind because it's not yours, you know. So that's what I'm saying is how much our suffering is coming from. You see, first of all, you should understand that way. See, then it doesn't mean you don't take care of the car. Okay, you take care of the car, but not so much attachment. If you have a 5% attachment, there's a 5% suffering. When there's 10% attachment, there's a 10% suffering. You see, when there's 100% attachment, there's 100% suffering. Make sense? So look at this. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. You know, we all have that weakness, but we should know where the suffering is coming from. No, say, you know Milarepa. Everybody knows, I'm sure. Milarepa was very famous. He owns nothing, you know. In a cave, he's meditating. No. He was not sleeping at night. And one night, I think he doesn't know who was Milarepa, but he saw a person in the cave. So he thought this person must have something, you know, some belongings. So at night he came to look around if there's anything to steal, you know. So he was looking down very quietly, you know. Milarepa was meditating there. And then Milarepa laughed, you know. Ha ha, he laughed. And the thief said, why you are laughing, you know? I don't find anything in daytime, so if you found something at night, please take freely, you know. You see, so there's nothing to have aversion, anything, you know. It's only just funny, you know. Just example I'm saying, you know, like that, see. So, release these attachment, no. Then take care. That's important, no. Like you make a good lunch with all the dishes you want. No? Make a good lunch. if it came out well, if you appreciate, this came out well, so I enjoy. Sometimes it goes wrong, it burns, sometimes more salt, or sometimes, something happens, There's, I can't eat, you complain. That doesn't solve the problem. So then you just, whatever, if it is eatable, just eat, enjoy, rejoice. You see? So that makes your life much easier, you see, less complex. That's what I'm saying, you see. Yeah.
But you can always improve, right?
Yeah, of course, as I mentioned, you improve. I'm not, no. Yeah, what I'm saying you should not improve. I'm not saying you should not take care. What I'm saying is you improve, you take care, but release the attachment. Then your life will be more peaceful, happier. You see, we have to know what really caused the suffering, how to free from suffering. So Bodhicitta Avatara, in that book, mentioned Shantideva. We all ordinary people, we don't like suffering, but we like the cause of suffering. It's very direct, you see. So to whom to blame it about suffering, We chase the cause of suffering, one after another. Then we complain all the time, 진준해봐. 집에 동이 맨데시 동이 줄라 죽베너스 나게 가서 나게 예벨레 저 술락들레서 가시지. 얘기야 다 그래서 제가다. That's why Dharma is not just a spiritual. Sometimes we say Dharma practitioner, he or she is very spiritual, holding the mala, all these things, That's not point, Dharma is way how to reduce the cause of suffering. Doesn't matter where you are. Sometimes who sits in the high throne, very spiritual, These are Buddhist culture. Any other questions? Yes.
I just have a thought of a question.
Yes.
I'm just wondering that to decrease attachment and yet take care of the object
Yes.
in our possession, I'm just thinking that that object is not mine would help to decrease our attachment, I think. Like if I buy a car, all I have to say, it's a mind training thing. That even though I know I have bought the car, I know in the conventional world it is mine, but in my thought I must tell myself that it's not my car. Maybe that will help if somebody scratches the car, don't feel so bad. I'm just thinking maybe that is one way.
No, see, what you think is it's not my car, it's not that way. What I give example to, if you sell the house, I'm at the car, then relation to that suffering is not there. What in the first place, what you should have that kind of idea, understanding is, yes, I have the car, but it's, first of all, it is impermanent. You see, it's not my belief. It's not that I want it, but it's reality. It's impermanent. So it will happen something, How much I attach, still will happen something. Or even without the attachment, it will happen something. So what it makes difference? Difference is making less suffering. As mentioned, more suffering, more attachment I have, more suffering is there. Less attachment is there, less suffering is there. It doesn't mean I don't take care of it. I take care of it, so I have no regret. See, if you don't take care of it, there's a regret. You regret, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that way, this way, But to free from the being regretted, you just take care of you well. Then there's nothing to regret. And then less attachment. I took care what I can do. It's out of my control. The less suffering there, you see. More peace is there. Make sense? See. Yeah, go ahead.
So you mean that if you take good care, then there's no regret?
Yeah.
So for the car example, the way I think is, if I take good care of it, I will buy car insurance.
Yes.
I will put CCTV.
Yes.
I will send people to guard my car.
Yes.
And I will clean the car every day.
That's right.
So if I do all these things,
Yes.
is that considered taking good care and no regret?
Yes.
But then,
Yes.
if the neighbor's dog come out and scratch the car,
Yes.
then I will be very angry with the neighbor's dog.
That's
then I
right.
will blame myself
That's
because
right.
I didn't do something about the neighbor's dog.
Yeah.
So I will also have, I was still very upset and I will still think I didn't take good care because I didn't anticipate the neighbor's dog come and scratch my car. So I'm still very conflicted.
You're conflicted. Yeah, I know. That confliction came from attachment. You see? See, if you know attachment, there's no conflict, You see? Makes sense now? You see, that's what is important. You have to have some kind of understanding. It makes sense, Like say, like a mother of family, sometimes it's so much attachment to the family, and the mother suffers so much, something is not going right, and sometimes she's paranoid because out of attachment. She wants my family, everybody perfect, and they're not doing that. Children are not going to school well, they are not studying well, so how their life will be, how they can take care of my family, So much suffering is there because of attachment. Instead, she should just take care of the family well, release the attachment, you see, and she can do better without attachment. Because sometimes when you have strong attachment, then you're so obsessed. And the family is also tired because she wants the individual this way. If not going that way, then she's so aggressive, out of attachment. And then there's these families are also tired of that, So without attachment, give advice, do things right, take care of them. Then at the end, no regret, because I did everything what I could. It's not up to them. You see, understand my point? These things like that. Sometimes in the family that happens, So your brother, sister, family, anybody you have, you support them well. You just, do things what you can out of your love, compassion, and if things works well, you rejoice. this is what I expected, and things going well, rejoice. If things going not well, I did all what I could, what I can do. It's out of my control. It's not that I don't want that happen. It's out of my control. Then your mind is more relaxed, you see. That's what we want, you see. So these are the samsara, how we can find happiness, you see. It's not that how much you have to have for happiness, but it's how much you can appreciate, rejoice. And then, the word contentment is very precious. As I mentioned, when you get a simple lunch, you're content with that. I'm so happy. Just one example, I got this today lunch. I'm happy. Instead of complaining, see, if you more complain, more suffering is there, If you're content, it's, I'm so happy. Yes.
Okay, when it comes to objects or when it comes to food, it's often easier. But if let's say you have another person at work, it can be in the family, but let's say in this context it's at work, who uses very harsh words and shouts all the time, or very often. It's easier if once in a while he shouts or he insults or uses harsh words on you. It's easier to, go and meditate and get peace of mind. But it's very hard if it's every other day.
Yes.
So just now you're saying, take care, maybe change, but I cannot, in this case we can't keep changing jobs.
Yeah.
So could you give advice on that? So that we can have peace of mind, so that you can have peace of mind and continue to in order to practice the Dhamma.
That's of course I'm not saying it is easy, it's not easy. It's hard. But we have to find out the real solution for that. What's the best choice, you see? I want peace and happiness. What's the best choice? First you ask that question, see? If that person is angry at me all the time, shouting at me, now I want to shout back, be angry. Is this the solution? Or not,
That's why it's very hard, because you have to keep taking it, and I'm sure it's part of my karma.
Yes, exactly.
I'm suffering this now.
That's right, that's right.
How do I help myself so that I will be able to have peace?
That's right. So, in that is such kind of condition, as I mentioned, first look at all the, find out the solution. What the best solution? You see, there are so many ways. So at the first moment, to have my own mind peace, this is something, as you mentioned, is happening because of my karma. See, not blaming the karma, but I made such kind of condition. It's all interdependent, Without that person, I will not suffer. Without me, that person has no object to irritate you, So I contributed, I also contributed that person's attention to rise his, the way how to react to you. You see, so we're interdependent, So it's a part of is blame to myself, part of is him or her, So this is how it thinks. So now for my own benefit, what should I do? So the best way is now I practice real compassion because that person is suffering. Because of suffering, then it expresses expressing their anger, hatred. If that person is not suffering, will never express the anger. No? So you see, look at that person is suffering. So because of that, the solution is I practice my own way how to purify this. Now I need to purify. So purify this, accept this. Then not as a victim, but as a purification. Don't see I'm the victim of this. Instead, this is such a great opportunity for the purification and practice compassion. No? Then, if you just make that way, then your mind can be more peace. And if you could achieve that, then you should say, I'm so grateful. No, I could succeed this practice. No, so that's the wisdom of Buddha. That's why we take refuge in the Dharma, and the Buddha, you see. That's what's called realization, taking refuge, you see. Not taking refuge in the delusion, but taking refuge in the wisdom, taking refuge in the compassion, as mentioned, you see. So this is the way how to solve the problem, you see. Then, you see, if there's a solution, of course you should express, this is the way, we should do this. If it works well, appreciate again. If it doesn't work, then what you can do? My karma provokes. Any other questions?
Richard?
Yes.
In the city life, there are people who...
city life, okay.
Yeah,
yes.
Here.
Yes.
And a lot of people actually suffer from stress.
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
family,
Exactly.
financial.
Exactly.
They have various reasons.
Yes.
And they actually suffer from the stress level. And we have people walk in to ask for help and blessing and
yes.
Sometimes because it's so intense that I think they are going through depression.
Yes.
Don't you think they should seek psychiatry consultations first instead of their mind is keep praying and ask for blessing to get problem solved. There are many cases like that, especially now.
Yes. Yeah, I understand this. This is also not just only here, everywhere, not just like in Singapore, everywhere, all over the world. Because they say the emphasis on the material is so much. Well, you put a lot of emphasis in the material success, then your living standard becomes more expensive. It looks from outside very impressive. You have a nice house, nice furniture, you have a good car, but inside you are so stressed to catch with that. So we made all this, out of working very hard. Now just asking some prayers to solve problem is not so easy. We have been praying every day, When the prayers doesn't work, they say, oh, Dharma is not working, I think that's not so good idea, Or some blessings, can you put something in my head so that I solve my problem? Can you give me some initiation, Give me initiation so I solve my problem, I think it's very difficult. That, as mentioned, that's what I just said this morning, Also, you have to have all the perspective mentally, how things are developed, then how much you are facing, how to solve those problems. See, so this is very important to see. So when says some psychiatrists, there's psychic. Also was that the mental problem is stronger. Then just mentioned blessings, prayers are not easy. So you have to go to some professional treatment. Even meditation doesn't help because your mind is so damaged, so wounded. So to heal that wounded, you, I think, need some special. Now there's special training. You see, some hospitals, some mental, what's called neurosis. Then in psychiatry hospital, there's some special training. So that kind of is necessary. So for the Buddhists, meditation, chanting mantra, it helps when it's not so serious, just to not to go too far. You should say beforehand. You should start this way, how to relax, how to see things, When it goes too far, very difficult, As I mentioned, mind is so. You see, mind makes the Buddha, mind makes the hell realm. You see, nobody made the hell realm, but our mind made it. Nobody make you Buddha, but our mind make it Buddha. You see, so the mind is such powerful. You see, so that's why when it goes to the wrong place, then these other things are difficult. So there's some are mentally so disturbed. So those, they need to go to some special.
Yes, because we had case like just 2 weeks ago. There's one walk-in, it's a attempt suicide case. He's trying to jump down. After talking to Geshe once, he has come down, but I think it's not stable. When we try to introduce him to see psychiatrists, and then there is I think his concern may be right now financial problem. So they also have mentally disturbed.
That's right. So it's difficult also, when one is a financial crisis, then it cannot go to those special treatment. They also cost so much, So samsara is so profound. So these are just only, first of all, we forget it for enlightenment. only even to survive this life is how difficult it is, you see. Enlightenment, just forget it. So like that, so this is just like introduction. Also how to find happiness in our daily life. some just brief, even though you have received teachings from many great teachers, including His Holiness, you have attended those teachings, so fortunate, and you should continue. And then, say first, the mind is the most important subject, especially in the case of the Buddha's teaching, and then from there we start, and then those who are coming in the afternoon will a little bit touch how to train the mind, the training of the mind, isn't it? Like that.